Hello, my name is Blake Armstrong. I'm currently attending Full Sail University to earn a degree in music production, and this is my interview for art history class. There's no doubt that the audio and visual world have a strong connection. In today's society, a large portion of what we interact with involves both mediums to maximize the experience for the viewer and listener. This being the subject of my interview, I had to think carefully about who I wanted to ask questions on the subject, and I decided on Tyler Kennedy. Tyler Kennedy is a Jacksonville, Florida composer who has been involved in the combination of the audio and visual worlds professionally over the past few years. He has released a few albums of his own, but also has a resume that involves film scoring, soundtrack work, as well as sound effects design for a few movies and documentaries. Here are his answers to the questions in the interview. What do you see as the role of visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession? There's definitely a difference in what I believe is the reason for visual arts and how I think visual arts are used nowadays. In my personal opinion, mostly any form of art is used primarily as a form of expression or of an outlet to portray a message of one form or another to people. I feel if a piece of visual art is able to make me feel a specific emotion or allow me to understand more about the person who created it, it has done its intended job very well. It is sad to me to see where a lot of creativity goes nowadays. Very talented visual artists end up spending their time creating pieces which are used for ads or commercials and seem more like highly polished jewelry from Tiffany's, which are nice to look at for 5 minutes, as opposed to a meaningful letter you find in your garage, which your grandfather once wrote to your grandmother, which you are sure to keep nearby for the rest of your life. I personally try to put this feeling into everything I do and everything I am involved with creatively. With new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe it is having a positive or negative influence on the industry? I believe the higher availability of visuals is a wonderful thing for the world. With technology soaring higher every day, more and more young people are becoming able to express themselves visually, as well as lay their eyes on things they wouldn't have the privilege to otherwise. The time for a truly creative person to begin down their artistic path is while they are young, and digital forms of visual media I feel are a great way to introduce them to the idea of it. What popular images do you see that are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry? I've noticed multiple images recycled quite frequently, whether it be intentional or not. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is the universal symbol for Omega, being used in all sorts of logos and pieces of art. Are there particular images that this industry has popularized and or created? Many images have been popularized by the music industry. If an artist can record an album, release it, sell 1 billion copies in the first week, and hit the top of the charts, chances are people will know what the cover of their album looks like. Many notable musicians have put specific imagery on the front of their albums, and a lot of which are not hard to forget. Who is one of your favorite visual artists, and or what is your favorite style of visual art? I like quieter, slower, creepier, almost twisted mediums. The best visual artist in this category to me would have to be Stephen Gammell, who illustrated the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark children's series. These drawings are usually colorless with no background except for white paper, but inject a deep feeling of fear into you when you happen to glance at them while reading through the book. So simple, yet tells an entire story. That's true art to me. Visual art and music are two very different forms of expression. However, when I've really broken it down in the past, the creative process is almost no different at all. I feel that the overall goal is the same and they both require the same amount of effort, both physically and mentally, to complete. And I also believe that once someone has totally and completely learned this fact, any sort of art should be doable to them, because after all, I don't see it as being so much about quality of a product as it is the personality of a product, when it does and when it tells you. This has been my interview. Thank you for watching.